Ojo, Skisko, Seimani, Big Pimini go on, Moi, Chibiga Gigiton. Kawindish, Nin, Daga Gigit to see on Winishna Bemoan. Mimo in the Mo, Chibia on Chiwiji go at Binoji Sang. Midashni Nesh Chigayan. Iga Gigit Nongum, and Iga Gish Gagi Awat e Nijan Sagnongum, Winge Nibiwa. And there's so many things going on with them today. And I will be speaking English as I talk. For now, I would ask our Creator, or our Great Spirit, to come here and be with us in this circle. For we are here to help our young children, our troubled teenagers, and all the hurts that of the Anishinaabe people have suffered. And it's sort of a beginning for a healing. Mitashita goe, miigwich tashama, ganamata biwat. Me. Shkeshko. Gagiat nongum Anishinaabe. They have started so many of them have started their healing journey. And it's happening all over. I cannot tell them how to be healed. That is not for me to do. I have learned that in order to heal, I first had to heal myself. And I did this with the help of my Creator, as I kept on asking Him to come and help me. For there was abuse with me, and I had to heal myself because I carried lots of hurts, lots of anger towards my abusers. And I have passed these feelings on to my children. And the Creator gave me this chance to do this. It was very painful. Looking at yourself, and especially what I have passed on to my children, was the most painful part. I cannot go back. I wish I could. I think every mother says that at some point in their life, that they'd like to go back and do these things differently, but it doesn't. We all know it doesn't work that way. So I work very hard with my children today for the abuses that they have gone through. Firstly, from maybe coming from a dysfunction in the family. And then having them know that they come from a dysfunctional family, and they had to, I think, was even confront me, and that was painful. Everything, there was so much pain and dysfunction in our family. The one with the boarding school was the one that where all this anger and hate from. But when my healing began with myself, I had to go back and I had to forgive. It was one of the things that I did. I was taken way back to my abusers, and I had to say out loud that I forgave those people. And as I went, I had to see, and I was even taken back to the boarding school days And what I did was I looked at all the positive things that happened at the boarding school. I didn't dwell on those negative feelings, all those negative things in there. I just dwelt on the positive things, and that was part of my personal healing. After I did that, I found the pain is always there. It's the pain. I don't know for me, I don't know if it'll ever go away completely. But on my healing journey, it gets to be less painful. And working with after I had this healing with me, then I knew I had to start working with my children. Oh, that was for me, the most painful part. Knowing that it was around when these things were happening to my children. But at the time, being so angry and so not knowing what I was going to do, or being so selfish, that's what I put it down to now. For my selfishness had done these to my children. And I can't tell people how to heal. I can't go. That's not me. I keep saying that has to be the elders of their families that has to start this. And I always tell mine, once you start your family, you have your circle there. Then that becomes you become the elder of that circle. And the circle, before the dysfunction and everything, you have to, then you can break that cycle. You can break it by leading your children to the right paths. And those are some of the things that I tell mine. I know it can be very difficult, but when the healing starts with your family, and then it goes then out to your community. And I see that today, there's a lot of that happening. And then there was many of us who stayed in denial so long if we had come up and spoke earlier. But it didn't happen that way, so I accept the way that it happened. And I'm grateful to my Creator for having opened my eyes to see these things, to give me strength and the courage to do these things. Just say to go away. You got the feather. I will pass this feather around. This feather, it was dropped to me from an eagle, and I just treasured it, and so when I go with the young children, I always pass this around to them, let them hold it, because it was just something that I thought was so, just like that's what it was given me to use for the young people.